Hi and welcome back to Joe Talks Cars, where in this video I'm spending the next week with this, the Genesis GV60 electric. I'm going to be putting this car through its paces, taking it on an epic road trip to the north of Scotland to see how this works as a family car. So join me in finding out if an EV could be your next daily driver. So a lot of people say that you can't do a full review on an EV because they're all exactly the same. They offer nothing new. Every single one is exactly the same, and I don't really agree with that. I think they do offer different things. They all feel a little bit different. The powertrains, they are very similar, various horsepower, but everything else can be different. The way they feel, the way they ride over bumps. There's so much more to them than what some people make out. And I've driven a lot of EVs, but I always come back to the certain brand that I feel does it best at the moment. And that's Genesis. Because of what I feel they do is they offer something different to what everyone else is trying to do. Everyone else is trying to give you the longest range, the most power, and the most tech built into a touchscreen. Whereas Genesis are looking back at cars that we always loved before. Big Mercedes with big comfy seats, lovely leather, buttons, tactility to the controls. Genesis do all of that in an EV platform. They don't ram all of the tech into one screen with touchscreen for everything and giving you no chance of controlling it on these bumpy British B roads that we have. What they do is they offer you a really good touchscreen with good functionality, but also a load of buttons. Climate control buttons, volume control buttons. They're all done with physical buttons. It makes a massive difference to the usability of the car. And it's the thing that I love more about Genesis than anything. Well, almost anything. It's their build quality. Drive this and you'll never look back at Mercedes, a BMW or an Audi in the same way again. This thing is on a different level. The materials they use, the way it's screwed together, it's just better. It just is. It's closer to Bentley than any of those get. And when you consider this car is 61,000 fully spec'd, it's not actually that bad. It's got Bang & Olufsen stereos in it. It's got this gorgeous extended leather throughout, across the whole dashboard, the doors. It's got massaging seats, it's got air-conditioned seats, heated rear seats. It's fully loaded with tech, and although Germans offer this, they will charge you for it. So £61,000 all in for this, I think is a pretty good deal. But first, we need to stop off at a really cool location because I thought, what else am I going to do with the GV60 before my trip to Scotland than take it to the Porsche Club GB's national meet at Lotherton Hall. Some amazing cars are going to turn up. It's usually a great day. So let's head on there and go and see what we can find at Lotherton Hall. Whoa, well, what a day that has been. The Porsche National Meet, for me, is one of the highlights of the year. They always pick really cool locations, and the level of cars on display are completely next level. A couple of highlights for me, of course, the Carrera GT. Being able to see that in person outside of Stuttgart was something I never expected on the day. And to see it moving, even better. There was also a couple of really good resto mods, some wide-bodied 911s, just some incredible cars, and it was really great to catch up with a few of you as well, and a lot of people that follow the channel go to these things, so it's nice to put some faces to the names on my YouTube channel, so that was really good. It's been an amazing day, but I'm really looking forward to spending a little bit more time with this car, taking it on an epic road trip all the way up to the north of Scotland. So time for bed now after a long busy day, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow on the way to Scotland. So you join me the following morning before this epic road trip we've got planned in the GV60. Now, the car is showing around 273 mile range, which would be fine. We've got 370 miles to go, over 8 hours of solid driving, so we're going to have to charge. But I'm not really concerned about that. We've seen a lot of super fast chargers on the way up there before, so I'm not really concerned about that. But I will share with you the expected range that it's going to achieve, and also how much it costs on each of these chargers, because it's not as cheap as you expect. Our journey to Scotland was supposed to take 7.5 hours, but thanks to road closures and diversions, it turned into a 12-hour marathon. It was one hell of a nightmare, but the GV60 made it surprisingly pleasant. The scenery started off quite dull, but soon enough we're treated to the breathtaking views along Loch Lomond and through Glencoe. The rain made everything look so dramatic, and honestly, the GV60 made that 12-hour drive feel way more bearable. During our stay in the heart of the Scottish wilderness, the GV60 proved itself an exceptional family companion. With an overnight charge each night, we had a 300-mile range every single morning. A true lifesaver in a place where petrol stations are few and far between. Gliding in silence and comfort, we explored crystal clear lochs, amazing castles, towering mountains, and even made it to the iconic lighthouse on the Ardnamurchan Peninsula. It was the perfect car for the adventure, making every moment unforgettable. And then, of course, there was just the small matter of the near 300-mile journey home. So this pretty much marks the end of my Scottish adventure in the GV60, and I wanted to do this part of the video to share my final thoughts on what the car has been like during this time. I've had the car for 9 days, it gets collected tomorrow, and I have to say, I'm going to be absolutely gutted when the guy turns up to collect it. I was really hoping Genesis were going to ring me and say, we haven't got anyone to come and collect it, you're going to have to hang on to it for another week. Because I really would have loved to keep this car just a little bit longer. And that is pretty much how I felt about this whole holiday. Coming up to Scotland with the family in an EV, for most people, would be fairly daunting. People are going to be thinking, how are you going to charge it? What if you run out of power? How do you know where to charge? Are you going to have to sit around for ages with screaming children, waiting for it to charge? All of that, I can just completely myth bust now, because we drove for 12 hours in this car. It was meant to be an 8-hour journey. The journey up here was horrific. We had road closures, we had trucks on their side, we just had a nightmare. It was awful. We even saw an armed robbery in Glasgow. Yeah, it was not a pleasant journey. But this car made it bearable. The GV60 was the perfect family car for this journey of well over 300 miles. There's honestly no other car I'd rather do it in. Quiet, comfortable and serene. When it comes to charging, it's not as bad as people think. Every time we pulled in, there was a charger available. And by the time we got the kids out, grabbed a drink and relaxed a bit, the car was good to go. So no real waiting for us. But of course, it's not without its faults. This goes to show that you can still have, well, some issue with charging. First of all, I arrived at Gretna Services and plugged into a charger in the corner run by GridServe. Promised a super fast 180 kilowatt charge, plugged the car in and was getting 44. That's quite normal when you first plug the car in, but it should start to creep up, and it didn't. And then a guy joined me, he plugged his in and gave me 22. Bearing in mind you're paying 85p a kilowatt, it's not exactly cheap. So I tried to pull into a Tesla one. I looked on the Tesla app. Most Tesla chargers are unlocked, so anyone can use them. It appeared on the app. I pulled in, connected up, no charge happened. Went back on the app and realised that it pinpointed me in the wrong place, and this bank of Tesla chargers is not unlocked. So I couldn't charge up there either. So in front of that, there is a, it's called just says Apple Green Electric or something. Plugged into there, and now I'm getting 100 kilowatts. The difference means is that would have taken me 2 hours over there. This is going to take me just 32 minutes to get 80% charge and hundreds of miles added to my range, making this journey a little bit less painful. Other people seem to be having issues as well. I spoke to another guy who can't log into the Tesla thing. He thought he could as well. That doesn't work. He plugged in where I plugged in, got very little kilowatts, so now he's moved his. So it is a bit of a scramble, and it is very busy as well, so there's not many charging docks left. But this could be the future, and if they don't improve the infrastructure, this could be a bit more commonplace on your road trip. It wouldn't have mattered to me because I've got the time, but if you're in a rush, this could be a major issue. Driving this car around in Scotland for the family holiday has just been the perfect car. It's swallowed up all our luggage perfectly. It's been super comfortable and quiet. And I couldn't really have asked for any more, which is why I'm genuinely considering swapping my Golf GTI for one. I've been spending a lot of time on Auto Trader, recently looking at the prices, and found that these things are depreciating kings. I know that that's bad for if you're looking to buy a new one. Of course, that's terrible. List price of this one, 61,000. I've found cars with a similar spec for a price of only £24,000. Yes, 24 grand with 20,000 miles on it. So they're a depreciating king. And if you had one on PCP, you're probably going to be getting stung right now. But if you're looking to buy a used one of these, I can't think of a better car for 24,000 than this. So do I have any concerns about swapping my Golf GTI for something from an unknown brand, or fairly unknown to most people, and something with a battery in it rather than internal combustion? Because a Golf GTI is from one of the world's most famous car brands, and it's one of the world's most iconic cars, meaning the values of them fairly predictable. I never bought our Golf new. I paid quite a lot of money for it even second-hand, and even now it's not worth an insignificant amount of money, despite doing over 100,000 miles. 100,000 miles of pretty much trouble-free motoring. Will the same apply to something like this? It's the unknown, and it's the thing that causes the value of these cars to completely drop off. But you know what? I'm seriously tempted to pull the trigger and find out for myself. Alright, I'm really tempted to get one of these GV60s, but before I do, I need a bit of time to think. I need to decide whether I get the premium or the sport. I need to consider whether I can plug it in at home. There's a lot to think about, but overall, my experience has been fantastic, and I really do want to go electric. Now, the big question is, how much did this journey cost me? And the stats, 368 miles covered. It took me 7 hours and 50 minutes of solid driving, and I took around about half an hour stop when I was charging the car. The car averaged 3.5 mile per kilowatt hour, and at the current charging price across the UK at 69p per kilowatt, this journey will have cost me 72 quid. You could definitely do it in a petrol car or a diesel car for less money than that. But this car was charged up full from home, so it wouldn't have actually cost me that much money. But it goes to show that charging on the road in an EV is very, very expensive. But aside from that, this car was the perfect car to take on this Scottish adventure, offering levels of comfort I've not come across in any other EV. Self-driving on the motorway, massaging seats, air-conditioned seats, kept me comfortable for the whole 8 hours, and I've got out feeling fairly refreshed. This car has been absolutely incredible, and if you want to see my full review on it, then click the top of the screen now. But if you want to see more videos like this one, then please consider subscribing now for plenty more videos like this one to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.